A very good morning, students. In my last session, I have discussed about sp3d hybridization. In today's class, let's have a discussion on sp3d2 hybridization. Well, so let us see sp3d2 hybridization. sp3d2 hybridization. So, firstly, I would like to explain like what are the orbitals which are going to participate in this sp3d2 hybridization. The orbitals which are going to participate are s orbital, px orbital, py orbital, pz orbital, dx square minus y square orbital, and dz square orbital. These are the orbitals which are going to participate in sp3d2 hybridization. So this is the first thing which you are expected to understand. Now, so let us see a simple example of SF6 molecule. What molecule? SF6 molecule. Now have a look. Now first of all, in any hybridization, first you have to write the central atom's ground state electronic configuration. Now, what is the ground state electronic configuration, students? It is as follows: sulfur 3s2 3p4, 3s2 3p4. But how many bond pairs are required? 6. But here how many are available? 2. So definitely there is a need to write the excited state. So let us write the excited state for sulfur atom. So if you write the excited state, it is going to be as follows. Now you excite the 2 electrons of sulfur. So here these 2, you have to excite these 2. Agreed? Now what is formed here? S, px, py, pz, dx square minus y square, and dz square orbitals. So these are going to get intermixed. So one s orbital, one px orbital, one py orbital, one pz orbital, one dx square minus y square orbital, and one dz square orbital. So these are going to get intermixed. These are going to get intermixed. S, px, py, pz, dx square minus y square, and dz square. These are going to get intermixed and it forms a hybrid. What hybrid? So have a look here. This is called sp3d2 hybrid, having what geometry? Octahedral geometry. What geometry? Octahedral geometry. So this is sulfur. This is sulfur. So it is as follows. If you take the next slide, so it is going to be this way. It is a octahedron will be formed. Students, have a look. This is an octahedron. This is an octahedron. This is sulfur. Agreed? Now, how many bond pairs are there, students? 6 bond pairs are there. F, F, F. Here fluorine, fluorine, fluorine. So this is an octahedral structure. Octahedral structure with a bond angle 90 degrees. With a bond angle 90 degrees. So I hope you understood. The bond angle will be here 90 degrees. Students, why it is called octahedron? you may say it is only octa. How it can be octa, I am going to explain. So it is having 8 faces. 8 faces. Have a look. I am going to draw all the faces for you. Sorry, one second. So here this is going to be like this. Okay, this is going to be like this. So let us see how you are going to have different faces. So these are having 8 faces. They are having 8 faces. You can see here how many faces are there. See, I am going to draw here for you. So this is just we take one brush and we take some color and we draw it. Okay, we draw. So you can see here, this is one face, this is one face. Agreed? Similarly, you can see the other faces. I didn't draw properly, but you can see a face here. This is a face. Similarly, you have 8 faces. This is one face, this is another face, this is another face here, this is another face. Agreed or not? Similarly, you have 8 faces. Similarly, you have 8 faces. So of a octahedron. So this is one second. So this is one, 2, 3, 4. I hope you understood. Clear or not? Yeah. Similarly, down also 4. Total 8 faces. This is a octahedral geometry with sp3d2 hybridization. sp3d2 hybridization. Now let us take another example. So another example is BrFi. BrFi. It is an interhalogen compound. So let us take bromine. First of all, what you have to do? You have to draw the excited ground state first, then excited state. So what is the bromine electronic configuration? You know very well, students. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. So this is 2p, 3p and this is 4p. What is it? This is 4p. So 4s and 4p. So this is 4s and 4p. What is the atomic number? 35. Bromine atomic number is 35. So it is having 4p 5 configuration. Students, how many bond pairs are required? 5. So bromine excited state, if you draw, it is as follows. It is going to be as follows. Now, so here excite the bromine. So here excite 2 electrons so that you get a sp3 d2 hybridization. S px py pz d x square minus y square and d z square. Agreed? Now students, have a look. It forms here a octahedron as follows. Octahedron as follows. Here the problem is, here you have one lone pair. Have a look here. There is one lone pair is available. So one lone pair is available in this. So here you have Br, F, 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 here lone pair F. So this structure is called square pyramidal. What structure? Square pyramidal structure. So try to understand, students. So how it can be a square pyramidal, I am going to explain further. You can have a look here. There is a pyramid. There is a pyramid. Have a look here how it will be a pyramid. Now you can see very clearly. So you can see here very clearly there is a pyramid. This is called square pyramidal structure. Here you have a lone pairs. Here you have a lone pairs. This is a pyramid. This is a pyramid. That's why it is called square pyramidal structure. So students, if electron pairs are 6, bond pairs are 6, lone pairs are 0, what is the structure? The structure is octahedral. Octahedral. Now if electron pairs are 6, bond pairs are 5, lone pairs are 1, and the structure is, what is the structure? Square pyramidal structure. Now let us take another example. Another example is XeF4, xenon tetrafluoride. Xenon tetrafluoride. So let us take here xenon electronic configuration as follows. If you take the electronic configuration of xenon, it it comes out to be, write the excited state, because 4 are required, but here nothing is there. So definitely you have to excite 2 electrons to accommodate 4 bond pairs. To accommodate 4 bond pairs. So naturally it comes out to be, here excite these 2 electrons. Now students, have a look here. This hybridization is called sp3d2 hybridization. Well, now let us draw the structure of sp3d2 hybridization. Now here have a look. This is xenon, and here you got how many lone pair, students? You got 2 lone pairs. This is 1 lone pair and this is 1 lone pair, and naturally it is comes out to be square. This is sp3 d2 hybridization. sp3 d2 hybridization with what geometry? Square planar geometry. Square planar geometry. So with this, students, I hope you understood. So electron pairs, bond pairs, lone pairs, and shape. If you take and write here 6 electron pairs or 6 are bond pairs, lone pairs are 0, I convey the structure. The structure is octahedron, octahedral structure. Now if there are 6 electron pairs, 5 bond pairs are there, 1 lone pair are there, it is called square pyramidal structure. It leads to square pyramidal structure. Students, if you have 6 electron pairs, 4 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs, the structure is called square planar structure. Square planar structure. So this is all about sp3 d2 hybridization. Now let us have a discussion on next hybridization, that is called sp3 d3 hybridization. sp3 d3 hybridization. So let us take an example to illustrate this hybridization, that is IF7. Which is the least electronegative, students? Iodine. So iodine is the central atom. So write its basic ground state configuration. You know very well, iodine is 5s2 5p5. So this is iodine, and write its excited state, because how many bond pairs you have to accommodate? 7. How many are there here? 1. So you have to accommodate 7 bond pairs. So for that, so all 3 electrons which are paired should be excited. Students, have a look here. Now in this case, excite all the electrons. Now you will be getting here the hybridization as sp3 d3 hybridization. Yeah. In the sp3 d3 hybridization, S, px, py, pz, dxy, dyz, and dzx orbitals will be participating. So, and it leads to the formation of the following structure. The structure is as follows. So the structure is as follows. This is iodine in the central atom, and here this is the structure. So how to write in the bond line notation? It is as follows. As follows. This is IF7. This is IF7. Pentagonal bipyramidal structure. What structure? Pentagonal bipyramidal structure. This is called pentagonal bipyramidal structure. with a bond angle 72 degrees. Here the bond angle is 72 degrees with a hybridization sp3d3. So this is all about the hybridization based on number of electron pairs. So already you know very well. So if electron pairs, if you take bond pairs, if you take lone pairs, if you take if you take the lone pairs, if you take electron pairs, number of electron pairs, bond pairs, lone pair, and geometry. Take a geometry, it is as follows. You know very well, 2 electron pairs, 2 bond pairs, 0 lone pairs, structure is linear. 3 electron pairs, we write with another color, that is always better. So we write with another color. So there are 3 electron pairs, all 3 are bond pairs. 0 is called triagonal planar structure. If 3 electron pairs, 3 bond pairs, 1 lone pair, it is called bent shape or angular shape. Now let us take another one. 4 electron pairs, all 4 are bond pairs, no lone pairs, tetrahedral structure. Tetrahedral geometry. If 4 electron pairs, bond pairs are 3, lone pairs are 1, it is called pyramidal structure. What is it? Pyramidal structure. If 4 electron pairs, 2 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs, again it is called angular shape or water molecule, angular shape or bent shape. And today remaining I explain. So if there are 5 electron pairs, all 5 are bond pairs, no lone pair, the structure is trigonal bipyramidal, TBP. If 5 electron pairs, 4 bond pairs and 1 lone pair, it is called seesaw structure. Already today I explained it in the last session, I think. 5 electron pairs and 3 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs, it is called T shape. What is it? T shape. Similarly, 5 electron pairs, 2 bond pairs and 3 lone pairs, it is called linear structure. So this is what you have studied. This is electron pairs, this is BP bond pairs, LP lone pairs, and this is the shape. And now if you have 6 electron pairs, 6 bond pairs, no lone pair, it is octahedral. If there are 6 electron pairs, 5 bond pairs, 1 lone pair, it is called square pyramidal structure. And 6 electron pairs, 4 bond pairs, 2 lone pair, it is called square planar structure. If there are 7 electron pairs, all 7 pairs are bond pairs and 0 lone pairs, it is called pentagonal bipyramidal structure. I hope with this I have completed most of the hybridization concept, and I am going to teach you some basic applications. Okay, now let us see. I have given some homework problems. I am going to discuss some of the problems. Now let us take here XeOF2. It's very simple. Let us use the H is equal to half into V plus M minus C plus A. Now that is equal to half into valency is of xenon is 8, number of molecular atoms is only fluorine. Okay, fluorine is 2, that is equal to 5. 5 means 5 electron pairs means sp3 dehybridization. And in this, you know very well, sp3 5 electron pairs, only 3 bond pairs are there because oxygen fluorines. So xenon, okay, xenon, oxygen, fluorine, and there are 2 bond pairs. So lone pairs, sorry, there are 2 lone pair shape is T shape. You can see here 1 electron pair, 2 electron pair, 3 electron pair. Only 3 bond pairs are there out of 5. Okay, so this is T shape with sp3d hybridization. So this way you can easily come to the conclusion. Or if you want to understand very systematically, you can write here xenon electronic configuration is 5s2 5p6. So here you can do this way. Now how many bond pairs are required? 3, sorry. Now excite it. Excite. If you excite, what happens? Excite here. When you excite, it is as follows. One lone pair is here already. 2 lone pairs are here. These 2 you have to excite. When you excite, what happens? See, one fluorine is forming 1 sigma, fluorine is forming 1 sigma, oxygen is forming 1 sigma. But this oxygen is forming pi bond. Pi bond. That's why pi bond will not participate in hybridization. It is forms sp3 dehybridization. I hope you understood. So sp3d, that's why xenon 1 oxygen, fluorine, fluorine. But pi bond will not participate in hybridization. These are the lone pairs, 2 lone pairs. This pi bond will not participate in hybridization. This is a pi bond. I hope you understood. So this is how the student has to work very intelligently. Now let us take another example. TeCl4. TeCl4. Hydrogen is equal, hybridization is equal to half into V plus M minus C plus A. Use this formula. Let us use the formula. Half into tellurium is 6 because oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium. So 6 plus number of molar atoms 4, that is equal to 5. Out of 5, how many bond pairs? 4. That is seesaw structure. What structure? Seesaw. So this is tellurium. Okay. So one lone pair is there. Do you agree or not? One lone pair is there. Now remaining are TeCl. So TeCl4. You can also write TeBr4 also. Same thing. TeBr4 because they both are same only. Only instead of Cl you have Br. TeBr4. I hope you got the. So and sulfur belongs to the same family. That's why SCl4, SF4, these are all same. Similarly, TeCl4, TeBr4 is same. These are all, these 4 are asked in competitive examination, previous competitive examination. So this is how you can solve XTCl4. And one more example is BrF3 I have given. IF3 I have given. This is isostructural with ClF3 because already ClF3 I explained. ClF3 I explained, T shape. So these are also having T shape. So H is equal to half into V plus M minus C plus A. Now if you see here, half into valency is 7, number of monovalent atoms are 3. So it comes out to be 5. So out of 5, 3 bond pairs. So naturally these are having T shape. They are having T shape. So this is Br. Okay. F and F. It is having T shape. They are having T shape. Try to understand. T shape. Now let us solve for I3 minus. I3 minus. Students, here you should be very careful. H is equal to half into V plus M minus C plus A. Here students will be doing mistake. Why they do mistake? I am going to explain here. Is equal to half into iodine is how many? One iodine valence is 7 plus number of monovalent atoms 2. Only 2 you have to write because one iodine is central atom and 2 iodines are bonded. So you have to write only 2. Try to understand. Here you have to write 2. Minus C plus A is 1. So that is equal to 5. Out of here how many bond pairs? 2. So 3 lone pairs will be there. So I, listen very carefully, 2 bond pairs I and I. So that's why you have written only 2 monovalent atoms. Okay. And now 3 lone pairs. 3 lone pairs are there. I hope you are very clear. So this is linear structure. What structure? Linear structure minus. this is I3 minus. So I3 minus is having sp3d and linear geometry with a bond angle 180 degrees. So you can also write like this, I. So here they are lone pairs. These are all lone pairs. Students, this is how, here you should be careful, but you cannot write here all three. All three are, because one central atom is there. So that's why you have to write only 2. Now, let us take here XeO2 F2. XeO2 F2. So let us take H is equal to half into V plus M minus C plus A. Now students, have a look here. Half into valency is how much? 8 plus number of monovalent atoms will be how many? Number of atoms only 2. Okay, that's it. That is equal to 6. 8 plus 2. Number of monovalent atoms will be how much? 2 only. That's true. So it is only 5. So that means 5 means how many bond pairs? 2 oxygens and 2 fluorines. So xenon, okay, is forming 4 bond pairs. So 2 oxygens will be there. So 2 oxygens, oxygen, and 1 fluorine. So 1 lone pair is there. This is called seesaw structure. What is it? Seesaw structure. I hope you understood. So this is the structure of so XeO2 F2. Agree or not? Sorry, sp3d only. This hybridization is sp3d hybridization. Now, so I have given most of the examples for you. Now I am going to give another one. XeO F4. XeO F4. Let us solve this question. Now XeO F4 H is equal to half into V plus M minus C plus A. Agreed? Now half into valency is around 8 plus number of monovalent atoms are 4 only. Okay, that is equal to 6. Out of 6 only 5 bond pairs. So 5 bond pairs means what is it? Square pyramidal. What is it? Square pyramidal. So O here, F, 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 F. So 1 lone pair is there. This is F. 1 lone pair is there. So the lone pair is here. This is called square pyramidal structure. Square pyramidal structure. This is called square pyramidal geometry. Now let us take one more example. ICl4 minus. What is it? ICl4 minus. Now you can also write IF4 minus also. Both are isostructural. Students, how to solve this question? Very simple. Now in ICl4 minus, so xenon, use the formula. H is equal to half into V plus M minus C plus A. So what happens? Half into I is 7, number of monovalent atoms 4, minus charge on the cation 0, plus charge on the anion is 1. So total how much? 7 plus 5 by 2, that is equal to 6. So out of 6 only 4 bond pairs, that is it is a square planar. What is the geometry here? This is a square planar geometry. So here you have Cl, 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 Cl. Agreed? Now here you have, and what is the central atom, student? Central atom is I, and you have here 2 lone pairs. ICl4 minus. This is called square, one second, is having square planar geometry. Square planar geometry. Now students, you have seen number of examples. So how to solve, okay, hybridization questions. Very systematically you can use your systematic application, ground state, excited state, and you can see how many monovalent atoms are there, and pi bonds will not participate in hybridization. Or you can use the formula H is equal to V plus M minus C plus A. So with this I have completed hybridization concept, and one more session I will be taking on applications of hybridization, and the next session we are going to close the hybridization concept. So thanks for bearing. Have a good day. See you.